Professor Dr. Rezq Basheer-Salimia, Palestinian Minister of Agriculture. Thank you so much for your time for RT and welcome to Indonesia.
You're welcome.
What is your first impression of your trip so far to the country?
Actually, it's the first time for me visiting Indonesia. Even honestly, it's a great country from the first impression. It's yes, it's a lot of traffic here down there, but the great people that I'm facing and I'm contacting, friendly people. It's worth to know the people, and it's exploring the new country. For me, it's an added value. I think it is worth really to visit such a great country.
Thank you. It's really nice to hear that. So what agreements have been reached, and are you expecting further cooperation with the country?
Actually, after preparation of 2 to 3 years, we reach a point of signing such memo between the Palestinian Ministry of Agriculture and Indonesian Ministry of Agriculture. This covers a lot of agricultural domains, including, but not limited to, training, exchange of experiences, facilitating the trading of the products between the two countries. In addition, of course, to exchange of research, information, documentation, and so on. In addition to that, they offer us a donation of rice quantity. Maybe later on we could talk about that. And finally, they offer us a plot of areas to be used by Palestine. We are glad for signing such memo, and we are counting on this memo.
So let's get right to the big project that you just mentioned. Indonesia is planning to allocate a plot of land to Palestine. We are talking from 10 to 20,000 hectares,
right,
as part of the Indonesia-Palestine Solidarity Land Initiative.
Right.
Could you share with us how did the project came about?
Well, it was a request by our ambassador, Indonesia, here, Dr. Zuhair, based on investment way. Actually, the initiative starts from there. He requested that from the Indonesian side. They said we have no problem for that. Then, after collaboration, we agreed and we chose the land. Technically, 2 guys are with me in this mission. The vice deputy or the assistant deputy for technical affairs and the assistant deputy for investment and economic and investment. So the 2 of them, in addition to me, will judge on the land, at least a preliminary look to see what we could cultivate over there and how could be used. The idea itself is worth. We could send some experts from our side, and they bring the knowledge how they could deal with that, and also technology transfer is there, offering us a land, and this could be this let's say informations could be upscaled and spread also in the country. It's a kind of win-win situation.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, thanks to Indonesian government for offering us such area.
So do you already have a plan? What will this land given by Indonesia be used for, and how will your country manage this?
Technically talking, I think directly a mission, pure technical mission will come to visit Indonesia, take part of the soil, for example, analyze the soil, because we want to start in a proper way, and this could be based on real, let's say, data, and try to match which crop that could suit the place here. And also we will try to introduce, if there is possibility, some new crops that already experienced over there in Palestine to be introduced here to Indonesia. Actually, how this could be function later on, we don't have a roadmap right now, but really we are in the preliminary stage. later on we could put our roadmap based on the technical visit. We have to analyze the climatic and soil conditions over there. Then we could put our right roadmap toward having a successful story.
How about the logistics? Is there any challenges that you might see when it comes to logistics in really working in this project?
Well, from Indonesia side, it's so clear that they offer the land and they are ready to help. That's the message which I got from the Minister of Agriculture himself, whom I highly appreciate his words. He said, don't worry about anything from our side. The land is yours. Take it in a proper way and do it. From our side also, we don't have any problem. Maybe the distance is huge, so we will check later on how the output will be transferred to Palestine.
Yeah.
But by the time, we will try to solve all of these challenges and obstacles.
In your point of view, how permanent is this allocation, or do you see it only as temporary measures?
Well, we have no discussion about that, but the clear message also, again, it's a permanent for you. You can use it for many years without any revenue to us. It's just a donation from the Indonesian nation to the Palestinian nation. So it's unlimited donation.
So we also would like to know, what reactions have you seen or heard from Palestinians upon this project?
Well, we are happy to exercise such donation. It's the first time that a country outside Palestine donate such area, and we don't have experience before that. We highly appreciate that. We want to work hardly toward the successful of this donation in terms of win-win situation. We will do our best toward shifting our technology here to Indonesia, and again to practice some new crops, to practice some new agricultural practices also here, to learn from their history and their experience in dealing with the different crops.
So you've mentioned earlier that you will visit the site in Palembang, South Sumatra later on. So is there any certain expectations from this trip?
Well, we want to see the land. We want to see if it is leveled, if it is mountainous one. The temperature over there, you could give us a preliminary signal about the cultivation. We want to check the average rainfall over there and try to match that with the type of the crops that could be introduced over there. Yeah. We could, manage to see some farmers over there and to ask them some questions related to the best cultivars and best varieties that is successful over there. I guess it will be a good experience for us to know more about the agroclimatic condition over there, and the social also for us is important, and to see also the people, the reaction of the people for receiving some newcomers from outside to invest over there.
So it's important to connect with the local community as well.
Right.
So you've signed a MOU earlier on agriculture cooperation with Indonesia. So what commitment does this document really solidify, and what role will it play in this initiative?
Well, this is a general framework, general memo that covers a lot of agricultural domains, but mainly we will focus on some domains that match the two countries. Mm-hmm. For example, we are facing a climatic change. We are a country that have that categorized as a drought condition area. Yeah. So the type of plantations over there is completely different. Here, a lot of water in some areas. They have similar problem with the climate change. So based on that, based on the collaboration, we will try to exchange experiences and to learn from each other towards solving our agricultural problems and challenges faced the two countries. We are experts on water, let's say, management, because of the lack of water over there. Here also, some places have similar problem. They could learn from us. We could learn from the high technology transferred and introduced lately to the agriculture sector. So it's a win-win situation. We are counting on that, and we hope this will be a successful story again.
So we also talked about this earlier, how the Indonesian government has offered 10,000 tons of rice in food assistance to Palestine. However, we are very much aware about Israel's aid restrictions. So in your point of view, how will these supplies be delivered to Palestine?
First of all, Indonesia is sending a lot of commodities. This is not the first time. And some of them reach the people, some of them not, because of the latest aggression against our people in Gaza. Again, we will do our best toward introducing this to the people. We will focus on introducing this rice to the Gaza as a main target. Part of that could be used also for the people whom living in harsh condition in the marginalized areas in West Bank. But as far as I know, this will go to Aqaba port, and from Aqaba via Jordan, and we have a lot of, let's say, experience on introducing commodities via Jordan bridge to West Bank, and we will use all of the international organizations dealing with food and so on, like the World Food Program, like FAO and so on. We will collaborate with them toward introducing this also to Gaza. I think this will not be a big deal, hoping that the war will stop on Gaza and things will be more easy to introduce the commodities over there. I think the people in Gaza are in need for such donation, since we already announced that Gaza as a hunger area.
Has Israel ever tried to prevent Jakarta from offering Gazans humanitarian assistance?
Well, this is visible for all over the world. I mean, unfortunately, this war is completely different from any prior wars across the world. They use hunger as a way and a method of, as a weapons against the people. And this is against all of the international laws and UN regulations and resolutions. It's a pity, I mean, to use that the people and the children are in need for the food, and all of the international, let's say, laws agreed that this the food must be away from the war, and it's not allowed. Israel is now the only country that use this as a weapons.
So what is the biggest challenge that you see for Indonesia to be able to deliver any aid to Palestine right now?
Well, till now we have a problem with Israel, whom preventing a lot of commodities, not only from Indonesia, but from all over the world to enter Gaza. But again, the war will stop soon, hoping that it will stop soon and things will come again, and it will be easy for these commodities to enter to Gaza and West Bank as well.
So how has Israel's aggression affected Palestinian agriculture, and can you share what damage has been done?
Well, let's talk about two parts. In Gaza, unfortunately, the Israeli aggression destroy and demolish more than 80% of the Palestinian agricultural natural resources. They demolish everything, to be honest. More than 80% from our assets and infrastructure is demolished. It's crashed completely. We are talking about greenhouses, we are talking about shelters, plants themselves, the wells for pumping, the water, the irrigation system, the drip irrigation. I mean, it's a disaster situation. Aside from that, also for the soil. It's a contaminated soil nowadays, and we don't know, we don't have the time even to enter to analyze the soil, if it is suitable again for agriculture or not. Thousands of tons of they were bombarded over there. So this is for Gaza. The things over there is disaster. So as I said, 80% of the land is destroyed. Similarly for water. Also for the assets, it's already destroyed. In West Bank is not far away also from that. The Israeli settlers daily attack our farmers and they confiscate the land day by day. So the aggression is increasing dramatically, and it's methodologized. It's not just randomly. So the struggle on the land, it's a long story, and we do request all over the world to be a human and to look for our farmers as a farmers who needs to work on their land and to stop this aggression against our farmers.
So this situation also leads to Palestinians rely more on the aids, but on the other side, there's a huge restrictions on aid coming into the country.
Unfortunately, we still rely on the aids, yes, but some flashes to you. We were self-sufficient in vegetables, and we were exporting more than 33 to 35% of the vegetables in terms of tomatoes, cucumber, onion, barley, garlic, whatever. So all of these beans and so on, potato, we were producing and we were self-sufficient, but not anymore because of the continuous attack to our land. For fruits, we were producing more than 60% of our consumption. We were exporting date palm, grape, and olive pickling, olive oil. For chicken, we were self-sufficient in chicken. We were self-sufficient in eggs, and also in fish. So the war is destroying most of that. But still, we are. This is our land. We will keep going. We, as a Minister of Agriculture, we will keep solidarity our farmers and support our farmers wherever we could and whenever we can.
So the last question.
Yes.
What's your thought on how Indonesia has played in supporting Palestine throughout the ongoing conflict with Israel?
Well, Indonesia, as also similar to many other countries, are one of the countries that we count on that. We have a good history with them in supporting the Palestinian rights for having an independent state. And always they were voting for that. Always they were leading organizations and promoting organizations to talk about that and even to take decisions. Lately, they were also announced that clearly that we're gonna declare Palestine as a state with East Jerusalem as a capital of that state.
So Professor Dr. Rezq Basheer-Salimia, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. You're welcome.